Well, I noticed that you're wearing red contacts.
I am, yes.
Any special projects in the work with those?
My friend is actually he wrote a short film that he is directing as well, and we've been filming scenes from it in the last few days. And he got me red contacts for the film, and they last 30 days, so I've been taking all the advantage of them that I possibly can until they, dry out.
That's
So
awesome. I've wanted to try color contacts, but I've never actually done it because I'm like, oh, what if I can't get it out?
I had the same kind of thought the first time I put in contacts because I've never worn them like for my eyesight or anything.
Mm.
So for my Can We Pretend music video, I had to wear those blackout contacts,
Yes. Yeah.
and then I'd never worn contacts before that, and these weren't like just the pupil size ones; like they cover your whole eyeball,
Oh my
right?
goodness.
So the worst part was it was super windy, and I was filming that scene in like some abandoned barn surrounded by
Mm.
sand and everything. So at first I spent like 45 minutes trying to shove these giant contacts into my eyeballs. And then my eyes already hurt. I'm trying to keep them in place. I'm keeping my eyes open, trying to like keep them centered. And the wind blows, and I get sand in my eyes with these contacts that are
Oh
covering my
no.
entire eye. And I kept like closing them, squinting, trying to get the sand out. And I was definitely worried that those would like get stuck.
Wow, yeah. See, I didn't even know they made like bigger ones. Like I've seen
Yeah,
people with like colored eyes. I'm like, oh, that's special effects or something, not actual
no,
contacts. That's
like for
crazy.
actual contacts. Yeah, it is hard to get them in.
Man. All right. So obviously we've got Morbid Illusion coming out May
Yeah.
28th.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little more behind the scenes, like what motivated this? And like what was it
Oh,
like recording during quarantine and everything?
yes. So recording during quarantine, the first single we did all the instrumentals. Actually, for the whole album, we did all the instrumentals, in houses rather than in a studio.
Mm.
The very first song, all the instruments were done. The whole like instrumental was mixed. Everyone recorded in their own houses. The guitarist who recorded, the guitarist for it recorded in his studio, and then we recorded the bass, drums, and all the keys and the synths and stuff at my house. And then we sent all that to the producer, and then he mixed it all. And then I went in there when he was finally able to reopen his studio in like May. Um,
Wow, not long ago. Not long ago
and
at all.
last May.
Oh, phew.
Um,
I was like,
yeah,
whoa.
this was last
Never
year.
mind.
That came out at the end of July last year. That was the very first single.
Right, right.
So last May, when he was finally able to open his studio with all the new restrictions, um, after all of that was done, I went in and checked vocals, and we went from there.
Mm.
The rest of the album pretty much went the same way, where we recorded all the instrumentals ourselves. I had a bunch of different musicians pro track on the final songs, so I would send out, the demos to the 3, 4 different people who were tracking on this. They recorded in their own houses, sent me back what they recorded. I sent that to the producer, and then I took like 4 or 5 days where I went down there and tracked all the vocals. And yeah, it was
That's
a
a
little bit
lot of
different of an
work.
experience. Normally, recording, you just go to a studio, you book like 2 weeks, and you spend 2 weeks straight recording the album, and then you're done. But this has been just chaos over the last like 6, 7 months.
What a fun learning experience, though. Like, this is
No, this
going to be
definitely
memorable.
taught me how to use tech. I've always been a little bit like challenged when it comes to technology, so
Mm.
it's taught me a lot.
Well, there you go. Leave it to a pandemic.
Yeah.
So, also, I've noticed, oh my goodness. And Can We Pretend? Who does the screams? The screaming?
My friend Hannah.
That's completely badass. I was like,
Yeah.
what? I love that
Oh,
song.
yeah.
And oh, I'm all here for it. That's amazing.
Yeah. She did a
Um,
good job on those.
that's very cool. Does she have her own group or does she just kind of do
Mhm.
it for a hobby? Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
She
cool.
is in a band called Hearts of Carolyn.
Very cool.
Mhm.
Um, I noticed not too long ago you were posting about mental health and like quarantine. What's that been like with you on top of the writing process and recording and all of that?
Yeah. It was hard, especially with the pandemic. I was supposed to
Yeah.
go on tour a couple times last year, and it got canceled twice. So that sucked.
Right.
um, And I mean, there's just been a lot of changes in the last year, pandemic aside, music aside.
Mm.
I've been kind of doing everything by myself for the first time. I've moved. There's just been a lot of change, and it takes a toll sometimes, but
For sure.
also a lot of that was what Morbid Illusion kind of was born from, was just changes and dealing with what's really going on in your head rather than what you're trying to allow others to perceive. And it's just about being honest and
That's awesome.
figuring yourself out.
Has there ever been a time that like you've met a fan and they're like, "Oh, you've helped me through this," or any special moment that you've had with a fan at all?
Oh yeah, there's been a few of them.
Yeah.
It's hard to pinpoint on just one, but I mean, definitely one that I've gotten a couple times is that same, this song of yours, like really, I really feel this right now, and this really helped me out listening to, and just that comment of your music helped me deal with life. That's why we do it, right?
That's gonna be a huge reward.
It really
Like
is.
that's because I know.
You go through all this chaos in your life, and then you vent into a song and you cope with it by writing music, and then it finally gets out into the world and somebody else comes and tells you this helped me, this saved me. That's kind of impossible to describe.
I would probably cry. I'm not even gonna lie. I'd be like, "Oh
Oh,
my
I
gosh,
have.
I'm so happy."
I cried at a show. I was playing a show somewhere in Denver a couple of years ago, and somebody told me that like right before I go on stage, and I started crying, and I'm like trying to like keep my makeup together for my set, and I'm like tearing. Yeah, it was beautiful.
That's remarkable. Like oh my gosh, what a big impact you can make. That's insane. Um, so okay, here's a little out of the blue question. If you could perform in any venue, any country, do you know where you would perform?
Ooh.
Or even if like a venue specifically is too hard, like any country.
Country's probably easier.
Yeah.
I would love to play overseas. I've been wanting to tour out in Europe for a very long time. It's just expensive.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Um,
yes.
Country though, I would love to play a show in Israel. I'm actually from there.
Okay.
I was
Oh,
born
really?
there. Yeah, and I've always thought about like going back there way later in my life, being a completely different human being, playing rock music.
That's really cool. Wow.
That might be fun.
Wow. How old were you when you moved from there?
I was
If
6.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Um, if there was, where do you get your inspiration for like your music and your band kind of look? Like the theme of it. I notice I can kind of feel some Evanescence vibes in there for sure.
Yeah. You nailed it.
Are there any other artists that you kind of pull from? Kind of like, hey, I want to go in this direction and try it because I
Yeah.
like.
A lot of the more theatrical stuff that I've done in the past came from seeing In This Moment perform live.
Yes.
Yeah, they're super good at those theatrical sets and the kind of monologue stuff and the real atmospheric live show stuff. And I haven't really been doing it with the pandemic, just because I played like 2 shows in the last year,
Right.
so it's really just about the music for those. But when I was doing shows regularly and playing every month and going on tour and playing every night and things like that, it really was trying to make it more of a live experience than just
Mm-hmm.
playing 6, 7 songs and saying goodnight, and
Right. Definitely
making
make
it
it
more of an
memorable.
experience, right, rather
Yeah.
than just a 30-minute set. And I did get a lot of that from In This Moment and other really theatrical bands like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the more the look and just like the dark feel and vibe and everything of the project came from Evanescence, because they inspired me to start a rock band when I was a kid. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Amy Lee, some of the stuff she just recently come out with has definitely been.
Oh yeah, the new album is amazing.
Oh my god, I know.
So
But
good.
like the stories behind the music and in their world is just crazy. Like I never would have known.
Yeah.
But I love how music can turn something shitty, excuse my language, sorry, into something so beautiful. It's amazing.
Yeah, I feel that way about any song I've ever written, because I write about the shitty things that go on in my life, and then they turn into songs that I really love. So
That's good.
yeah.
When you're writing and recording, do you do the lyrics first and then the music?
It just depends on the song.
Yeah.
With basically all of besides Can We Pretend, because that one just kind of came all at once. But every other song on Morbid Illusion, I had the entire instrumental written before I even started on the vocals and lyrics. I had like drums, bass, guitars, keys, down to synths and risers and all stuff. Like I had all that before I even started on lyrics for the rest of those songs. But recently I write music always. I don't ever stop. So I've been working on a couple songs already for after Morbid Illusion that I had like I had a melody in my head and words I wanted to say, and I just started singing to myself when nobody else was in the house, and I like just spat out like a verse and a pre-chorus and a chorus with lyrics and a full vocal melody, and I'm just starting on the instrumental for that. I was actually just working on it before we got on this interview, so
Dude, that's awesome.
it just kind of depends on the song.
Are you the type of person to like be in the middle of something and be like, oh, stop, nope, got an idea, and like start tinkering at your phone, like writing down, like
Oh yeah,
writing.
that voice memo app, that's really useful when I'm
Yeah.
like at work.
Oh yeah.
And I have an idea pop up for a song in my head and I can't like go and write it down or go and like get a guitar or go and play on my keyboard. Like that's what I go into the bathroom for like 30 seconds, hum it into my phone, and then okay, back out to work.
That's awesome. That's yeah. Do you have any shows coming up soon that you are hoping to play or already confirmed that you can play?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm playing at the Oriental Theater in July, July 16th. That's down in Denver.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. What's the biggest venue you've played so far?
Ooh, the Gothic Theater I've played a few times down in Denver. Yeah,
I
I
bet that was.
love the Gothic. It's beautiful. It is my favorite venue to play.
That's awesome. I've never. Yeah, that'd be cool. I've always wanted to get out to Denver or Colorado, but if I ever do go that way, I will definitely try and catch a show if you're performing.
Please do.
Now,
we'll take some shots after. That'll be great.
Yeah. Yes. By the way, happy Cinco de Mayo. I totally forgot.
You too. So I'm a server and bartender during the day.
Oh yeah.
And before we started doing this, I was at work this morning, and all day today I wore a candy skull T-shirt on top of my work shirt, and my roommate who I work with actually got me a chili pepper hat that I wore all day. It's like 20 inches lengthwise, and it's like a full pepper that I wore on my head all day at work today. It was beautiful.
That's awesome. How many comments did you get? I bet you got so many. Did people take pictures with you?
Just one. Yeah.
Oh, just one? Oh.
Yeah, but I did get a photo, and then I got a lot of jokes, and
that's awesome.
Everybody was into it. It was great. Everyone was super enthusiastic.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So if you, and I think I already know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask anyway. If you could pick like 3 bands to tour with, who would, like any band, who would they be?
Okay, I thought about this, and I already know the answer. So I have 3. You said 3 bands, yeah?
You can say as many as you'd like.
Okay, I have a 4-band touring bill that I would love to open for.
Okay.
And it goes like this. It's with headliner Evanescence, and then Hailstorm, Summit, New Year's Day.
Oh yes! Oh my God, girl!
That is my dream tour.
That's amazing. I saw New Year's Day for the first time, I think 2 years ago, and wow! I was like, I went there not knowing who they were, and holy crap!
Yep.
Ash Costello is.
I want to open for them so bad. Yeah, they're so good.
No, you've opened up for Stitched Up Heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
It was awesome. Mixie was super nice. The show was great. The place was packed. We played at a Herman's Hideaway down in Denver. Yeah, it was one of my favorite shows I played that year.
That's very cool. I follow Mixie on Instagram. She followed me for a minute, but anyway. And yeah, I mean, I love her blue hair.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Well, I love that she's just constantly able, and she has just underneath, she just has like blonde hair, so it's easy to just like change it every once in a while. And I love the color change, and I've been dyeing my hair black. It's naturally brown, which you can kind of see in the light now.
Okay, yeah.
I've been dyeing it black for years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm one of those people, I don't like go and touch it up. Just every time I dye it, I squirt the whole bottle on my head. That's what I do, you know? So I've dyed it
Yep.
black so many times, and recently I've been wanting to put color in it. Like I even want to do like just a little bit on the bottom, like a blue or a red, even with the black on top. So I've tried a couple times to bleach out the black so I can get color in it.
How's that
And
going?
bleach in for like 45 minutes, right? And I washed it out, and it was just like a slightly like dark brown, just slightly less black than it was. 45
Better than
minutes.
orange.
Like I cannot get this black out to save my life, but
Oh my gosh. Are you gonna try to just
the blue hair?
Are you gonna try and just grow it out? Like
No, because I still like the black. I just need to
yeah.
go and get it. I need someone else to do it. I just need to
Oh my
spend
gosh.
a lot of money on it if I really want to do it, which I don't know if I can buy.
I mean, I think you should. I think you could rock it for sure.
We'll see. I'm not one of those people. I can't justify spending $200 on my hair.
Right.
You know, that's not me.
200 if you're lucky. Sometimes, depending on where you
Right.
go, it's a lot more than that.
And I just, you know, I'm making payments on an album. I have rent to pay. Like,
Right.
a lot of money
Unfortunately,
on my hair.
yes.
So,
Speaking of like adulting, let's say, let's go to the more fun aspect of things. Have you picked up any new hobbies during this quarantine?
that's an excellent question. Okay. So hobbies, not so much. I've gotten more into the digital world of music, just having to do Morbid Illusion so kind of remotely and on my own. This is the first album that I've always had like a full-time band backing my music, and this was the first time that it was just me and my bass player, but I always gave him his parts anyway.
Right.
So this was the first time that I like wrote every little detail of the drums and learned how to program them, and having to like send out demos of each individual part to everybody, and like really getting into that like digital side of music, which was really cool. This is the first time I was just kind of forced to do that. So I guess that would be a new skill, I guess, not so much a hobby, but
No.
my boyfriend's gotten me super into the DC comics during this year.
All right. Okay.
I'm currently in the middle of binge watching Arrow and Flash on and off, depending on the day, and all the crossovers and everything, and it's consuming my life. It really is.
That has a big tendency to happen. My boyfriend's into the same stuff.
But I'm loving the Green Arrow. I'm all about the Green Arrow. I want to learn how to shoot a bow and arrow so I can go out at night and just shoot people with a bow and arrow.
I'll tell you what, I've tried and not even close to hitting my target. It's all right though. It's all right.
I shot one for the first time not too long ago, actually, and I hit what I was supposed to hit. I didn't hurt anybody, but I was only able to do it from like 2 feet away.
Hey, A for effort, right?
At least I didn't hit anybody. I'm happy about that.
Yes. No, that would have been very bad. But it would have been fun either way, I suppose.
Oh, it was great. I had a great time. And then I didn't get to do it myself, but we shot a flaming arrow at an old couch and set it on fire. It was awesome.
Oh my. How's that work? How do they Okay, this is totally like irrelevant to music. Like how do they light it on fire? Do they like dip it in a gas and
yeah. You wrap like some cotton around the arrow underneath the like part where what's that called? The spear part? The sharp part.
Yeah.
The arrow. Yeah. So you tie like a piece of cloth under it, you soak it in gasoline, set it on fire with like a lighter or something, and then just.
Oh my gosh. See, I would probably light my hair on fire or something. Oof.
Oh, I'd scorch.
That'd be great. It'd be awesome though. Do you have any information, any secrets about the new stuff you're working on? Like any projected date at all as to
stuff after Morbid Illusion?
Yeah. Like
not yet.
Not yet? Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm willing to wait for it. Cause like I totally dig your music. I totally dig your look. And the first time I heard Diamond, I was just like, this girl's got pipes. Like, holy crap, this is amazing. And
yeah, I never realized how, because I never really practiced any of these songs besides like the first 2 singles with the band, like in a band practice setting. I just made all the instrumentals on my computer, wrote the lyrics down, and sang along to the instrumental on my computer, and I never really practiced them. But I went in to record Diamond, and I finished the first take of that chorus, and I kind of just looked at the sound engineer, and it's like, dude, damn, I'm gonna need a second.
Is that me? What?
It was high. I wasn't prepared for it.
Dude, I love it.
I love that song. It's fun.
No, it's fantastic. I had it on repeat, like from instant. Like when I heard it, I was just like, okay, all right. And I've been telling all my friends, like, you got to listen to this. You need to listen to her. She is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And vastly unheard. I hope that you like blow up and you get everything you deserve, because you deserve so much. It's gonna be amazing. Going back a little bit, when you first decided to start a band, were you like, did you ever have stage fright, even to perform just in front of the guys in your band?
I think I was more nervous practicing with a band for the first time than I was performing live for the first time, or even like performing with a band live for the first time. Because I played a bunch of shows when I was still solo. It was just me and my keyboard and acoustic guitar, and I would switch off between the two.
Okay.
And I was always just kind of awkward on stage when I was doing that, because I had just started performing and I didn't really know what I was doing. So in between songs, I would try to talk a little bit about the songs and like introduce myself, and I would do that whole awkward shuffle. I would finish my speech and then, okay, I'm gonna play now.
That's awesome.
It's really weird. But like when I started performing with a full band, I watched a bunch of live Paramore videos and kind of got inspiration from Hayley Williams on how to kind of behave on stage when you're not stuck behind an instrument the whole time. But I wasn't nervous to play. I was nervous to practice with my band for the first time. That was a very awkward experience.
Did you know the guys before, or like were you kind of put together?
Barely. They were just people that I was volunteering at this DIY venue in Denver, and they were just people that hung out there all the time and said they played instruments, and I was trying to put a band together, and they were all just kind of, yeah, screw it, I'm down.
Well, let's do it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to say before we end this interview, or?
I mean, yeah, check out the 4 singles from Morbid Illusion. It's Can We Pretend, Fade Away, Screaming into Oblivion, and Diamond. They're all on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, all that fun stuff. There's music videos for all of them on YouTube. Pre-orders for Morbid Illusion are live, and there are merch bundles with t-shirts, posters, stickers, CDs, and lyric sheets as well on my website, which is sharone-music.com. And you can order those all month long. They will all be shipped out on May 24th, only because the CD of the album is in the merch bundle, so I can't send them out earlier than that. But they will be mailed on March 24th. I've already gotten a bunch of orders. My bass player and I only ordered like a few of each size shirt, so we're already in panic of like, we need to get more shirts now.
That's awesome.
But those are live, and Morbid Illusion will be released on all platforms on May 28th, which is in like 23 days, and I'm counting down in my head, and I'm so excited.
That's awesome. I hope it blows up. Like, I hope it goes amazing for you. You are awesome. Your music's amazing. I congratulate you on everything so far. You only have so much more to come.
Thank you so much. I'm glad we were finally able to do this too.
Me too. It was nice meeting you.
Yes, you too. Thank
Have
you.
a good